Today, the second day of review for our unit test. Yesterday was all about expressions, whether it be simplifying them by combining like terms, or using the distributive property, or factoring, and we dealt with all of those things, and also adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing both positive and negative decimals and fractions. Today we finish up the review with our focus being on equations and inequalities, and then word problems where we may need to use one of those two things to set up and then solve. So let's just go ahead and get started. Background knowledge. This is the standard, one of the two standards our focus is for today, and this is the standard about solving two-step and multi-step equations, and then word problems where we may need to do that. And then the second standard would be the inequality standard, where we would set up and solve inequalities and so on. All right, so let's just go ahead and get started. Everybody remember how to do a problem like this? Yes? All right, go ahead and solve. In fact, why don't you just go ahead and do 1, 2, and 3. As I said yesterday, I've been throwing this stuff, spiraling this stuff in the homework for a long time. You should remember how to do all of these things. So go ahead and do 1, 2, and 3. For number 1, we of course need to add 7 to both sides. We've talked about lots of reasons this year why. Shouldn't have to mention those things anymore. And then I need to divide both sides by 4, and I didn't waste any time coming up with one that would not come out even. Some of you have 7 1/4, which is what 29 divided by 4 is. Some of you kept going with your division, and remember I call you people decimal lovers because you think that you have to just keep dividing until it stops or repeats, and 7 1/4 is a better answer because you're finished. But those of you who kept going, well, now you had to add a decimal and a 0, and you kept going, which is fine. It represents the same thing. It's equivalent to 7 1/4. But also, remember, I have been asking questions where I'm asking you for both of them. So we do need to make sure that we can interchange between the two. Either 7 1/4 for the solution or 7.25. Number 2, we need to combine like terms first. So when we do that, 5x minus 2x is 3x. Now we have a regular two-step equation. Subtract 6 from both sides. That gives us 3x equals 15. Divide both sides by 3, and then our solution is x equals 5. Number 3, we would need to use the distributive property first. And after I do that, that would give me 6y minus 12 equals 60. From there, add 12 to both sides. That leaves me with 6y equals 72. Divide by 6, and we've done these kinds of things probably 500 times this year. My solution is y equals 12. Well, we finished off when we did this stuff earlier in the year with word problems that involve two or multi-step equations. So everybody do number 4. For number 4, we've done enough of these where this should be pretty easy. $15 each week. That means every week it's another $15 being added on. That's the part that's changing. Therefore, that's where the variable needs to go. She started with $24, and the total amount that she wants to spend is $249. Subtract 24 from both sides. That gives us 15x equals 225. Divide both sides by 15. Do not just give me an answer of x equals 15. You might want to say something like, it took her 15 weeks. It took her 15 weeks. All right, let's take a look now at number 5 and number 6. Now we shift our focus to inequalities. Now when we solve an inequality, there really are two things that are different. Number one, we typically are supposed to graph the solution. The other thing is sometimes we have to flip the inequality symbol. When do we have to flip the inequality symbol?
When you're multiplying or dividing by a negative number.
And you said it perfectly. When we multiply or divide by a negative number. Are we going to have to flip the inequality in this one?
Yes.
Should be obvious before you even start. That last step we're going to have to divide by -2. So of course, go ahead and do number 5 and number 6, please. Do both of them. In number 5, we of course need to subtract 4 from each side. That gives me -2x is greater than -20. Remember, add the opposite if you need to do that. From there, we divide both sides by -2, and anytime we multiply or divide by a negative number, we must flip the inequality symbol. -20 divided by -2 is 10. So my solution is x is less than 10. That means that all numbers that are less than 10 will make a true statement in the original inequality. So we do a open circle above 10 with an arrow going to the left. For number 6, same idea. Didn't mean to do that. I'm not really sure what happened. Interesting. All right, there we go. Let me go back here. All right, we need to subtract 9 from both sides. That gives me w over 4 is less than or equal to -21. I multiply both sides by 4. Am I supposed to flip the inequality symbol, yes or no? What? No, I multiplied by that number right there, a +4. It has nothing to do with the fact that that number right there is negative. So the solution is w is less than or equal to -84. My graph should look something like this. Closed circle over -84 and an arrow to the left. All right, word problems that lead to inequalities. Remember, when we did this, I gave you a table that looks something like this because we have some other word phrases. These are common word phrases that lead to these inequality symbols other than just is less than or is greater than or others. Okay, so let's take a look at number 7. Please set up the inequality that you would use to solve it and then solve it. And since it is a word problem, make sure you answer the word problem in a sentence. So for number 7, Sam is planning a vacation. He already has $180. He saves $45 each week. So our inequality will look something like this. He has a total of 900, but we're trying to figure out below. Below is represented by the inequality less than. I'm going to bypass the work here for time's sake. We end up with w is less than 16, but we need to answer this. So in how many weeks? So it will take Sam below. It will take Sam below or less than 16 weeks. Any questions on number 7? All right, let's go to the back side. So now the back side is a shift to decimal equations, fraction equations, and word problems. I think what I'm going to do is instead of having you do every single one of them, I am going to have you do number 10. Why don't you circle these? Number 10, number 11. Actually, you know what? Let's just do the 2 word problems. Let's just do number 11 and 13. I've been putting enough of those regular equations that you should understand what to do. So let's just do 11 and number 13. Do 11 and number 11 and number 13, yes. Number 11. Bob's Auto Shop charges $313.65 to repair a car. A belt costs $50.45, and the labor to install the belt costs $65.85 per hour. That, of course, is key because that's the thing that's changing. So 65.8x plus the belt cost of $50.45 equals the total, which is $313.65. We, of course, need to subtract 50.45 from both sides. And that's a 5, not a 0. So I end up at 65.8x equals 0, 2, 3, and I'm trying to read my sloppy writing here. I think that's $263.20. Divide both sides by 65.8. A few of you got tangled up in the division there, but you should realize that more than likely it should come out even. Does it end up being, is it 4 hours?
Yes.
All right, so it took 4 hours to install the belt. All right, we skipped number 12. If I did ask you to do that, remember this is what you would do. Add 6 to both sides. 2/3 n equals 28. Divide both sides by 2/3. Remember, we do that because we're trying to make 1 right there, and we did. So divided by 2/3, that's 28 over 1 times 3/2. And the reason why I'm working them all out is because when you were working on the word problems, I worked out all the other ones for people who watch the screencast. So we get n equals 42 right there. And then the last one here. Betty made some candles that weigh 2/7 of a pound each. She shipped them in a box that weighed 10 pounds. The total weight was 24. We subtract 10 from both sides, which gives me this. I divide both sides by 2/7. So we have 14 divided by 2/7, and I'm trying to squeeze all this in here. Change that to a multiplication problem. And I believe it says how many candles were in the box. There were 49 candles. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
All right. We are finished for today.